Hello, Internet. Yes, we're doing stuff other than that random podcast show. Well, I am, at least
I mean,
now.
technically, it's still that random podcast show. We just kind of,
No, no,
well, we,
no, this is completely different. This is going to be completely different, folks, because we are doing a thing where I guess we're going to be calling now Trailer Talks. I'm Tyler Chansey, that guy you just heard that's apparently going to be the host of the YouTube channel. This is going to be on us, Michael Musley. And we basically decided that as much fun as it is to discuss stuff that's come out on that random podcast show, let's dedicate a more focused show discussing trailers and how they are presented and how much it makes us feel excited for the movies. Think of them as mini episodes of that random podcast show with a lot more focus and a bit more buttery, smooth talking from me.
let's please don't ever do that again. For the sake
oh,
for the,
oh,
for,
what's
the, for the sake of everybody who listens to this, please never again.
what's wrong, man? It's perfectly natural. It's just your body.
Right. So last time we actually talked about Rogue One, but this
A
this
bit.
this week we're going off with a different Disney property, something from the Marvel
Yes.
Studios.
A brand new trailer just released recently for director James Gunn's continuation of that ragtag group of spacefaring crazy people. Yes, we are talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. A big official trailer came out recently. We looked over it, both of us, and here are our thoughts on it. Michael?
Baby Groot. That's all that matters.
Baby Groot!
That's all that matters. Baby Groot. Oh, that was so great. Just to see Baby Groot.
that that was good. The opening bit with the bomb, that was funny.
Honestly, that was
This
probably
bomb
the best opening anybody could ever hope for.
this bomb is going to kill us all. Do not hit this button. Now repeat that back to me. I am Groot. Finger on the button. No.
It's great. It's great that they even have Vin Diesel. Just for that little bit, they actually had Vin Diesel also voicing Baby Groot.
Vin Diesel as Groot might just be one of the most hilarious things I remember from the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and to have this pop up is great. Although you brought this up of the tone of the trailer, like they're leaning a lot more heavily on how Guardians of the Galaxy is more of a comedy. And this trailer definitely shows. I mean, this is a Marvel movie. Usually, we get some big reveal about the bad guy and the hero and this big heroic thing. I don't know what the heck's going on in this trailer in terms of conflict. It just appears to be ships and explosions and giant tentacle monsters and you know, zebra-faced guys getting launched into the air by anti-gravity. It's like, what? Who's the bad guy? To which the answer to the trailer seems to be, do you really care? The Guardians are back and they're having fun.
I don't know. A few of these scenes doesn't really seem they're having fun. Like there's plenty of action packed scenes, unless of course you Drex, and then you're the fighting is what's fun for you.
But as I said, it looks like it's just more Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians getting it over their head, and Rocket Raccoon is still doing the gun stuff. Drax is still probably the funniest thing in this entire series, and they do showcase that. And Zoe Saldana as Gamora is there. I guess that's actually a problem I do kind of have with this trailer. It's actually a thing I remember from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Gamora really didn't do a whole lot in the movie. Like she had some connection to like the big bad with Nebula and connection to Ronan the Accuser, and she had like one or two fight scenes. Other than that, she really didn't do much other than deliver exposition. In the trailer, she didn't even get a line at all. She just like ran she like ran at a monster and
Yeah.
gave Chris Pratt a look. I'm like, what? It's a problem when you have an ensemble movie like this. It's hard to kind of balance everybody, make everybody look good. I mean, come on, they have time to show how Black Widow kicks ass in the Avengers. It feels kind of weird that they kind of omitted this. But nitpick, Drax though so looks good, and yeah, actually, do you have any problem with the trailers? This trailer?
To be honest, no. I don't have a single issue with the trailer because it gave me exactly what I wanted. It gave me Baby Groot, it gave me Rocket Raccoon, and it proved to me that this movie it's gonna stick to its comedic tones, and it's colorful. Oh my goodness, is this movie colorful? Uh,
Yeah, that's the first thing we recognize whenever you get to the Marvel Studios, like patented Marvel Studios wipe. They didn't use the comic book panel wipe again. They did that old like 1980s neon color zoom thing, and that was a good job of setting the tone because Guardians of the Galaxy as a comic, the adaptation that Marvel's making from the material, Guardians of the Galaxy as a comic is very, not even Marvel diehards know that much about Guardians of the Galaxy. So the only real tone they could deliver was basically what James Gunn did for the first movie, which was kind of aping the old 70s and 80s, the old 70s 80s kind of space opera feel
but the thing
with
is,
with a Marvel
because it fits
edge.
with the Guardians tone. Obviously, he's a big fan of this series that honestly isn't one of Marvel's more popular comic books, but I'll
Now it is.
probably. But with you have somebody who's a fan who wants to make a movie and is good at making big budget movies, or at least decent enough. But in this case, they got somebody.
Big budget
Yeah,
movies.
no. I'm saying who's either decent with it, but when you get somebody like James Gunn, who's a fan and knows his way around a camera, he can make it work.
Oh dear me! Like James Gunn, of all the people to be helming a big budget Marvel movie and make it a big success, I didn't see that coming. I mean, what has James Gunn worked on? Toxic Avenger, Slither, Super, that weird, messed up indie movie with Rainn Wilson as a wrench wielding crazy man in a mask. Like, he's a very eclectic but recognizable director. He always has that sort of grimy edge to him, even when it comes to something colorful like this. And I like how he brought that sort of, I guess, juvenile but still endearing edge in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And they definitely seem to be doubling down on that in Guardians 2. Like, a lot of the jokes seem to be just blatant. Like, this is something I do like about the trailer.
Truly gotten along compared to the first one. Like, you can tell.
Oh
you
yeah,
can tell they've been on a few adventures together. Like, they just click together so well.
They click together so well. And I said before, I think it's actually where a lot of the humor kind of comes from, because when you look at the movie visually, the trailer visually specifically, you see big, sprawling space opera, these big gunfights, these huge alien monsters, these nasty guys with these guns, and they figure things out with these laser guns, and explosions are going around. You're having a lot of fun. But then we get to them talking. These guys talk like they're a bunch of dude bros on an HBO show. Like, screw you, spaceship! Stabby, 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 stab. Showtime, a-hole! I'm like, dance off, bro, you and me.
No. Dance offs. No, but of course, Rocket steals the show without even having to do a whole lot. It shows that his dynamic with Baby Groot hasn't really changed. Like, yeah, Baby Groot is learning, and Rocket is kind of teaching him a few things, but like, they're still good friends.
It's still the only difference I can tell with the relationship is Groot's size. That's about it. And they still get a lot of laughs out of that, and I love that. I mean, there was that brief scene where like Baby Groot's chasing after a guy and he's booking it, and then Groot like lashes him by the feet. That's funny.
It's great how powerful Baby Groot is. Like, we saw how powerful Big Groot was. Oh my goodness, but Baby Groot can still handle his own.
Oh yeah, that is great. Just all these great moments. But as I said before, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, a great trailer because it focuses on what made the first one popular, made the first one fun. Focusing on these characters that are just kind of these. They're kind of jerks actually, but they're jerks to the right people, so you like them, and I like that about it. And keeping with this sort of light, fluffy tone that I do like when it comes to Marvel, but they crank it to 15. Like, this is something I will say. Like, Captain America: Civil War was probably one of the darker of the Marvel movies because of how things came to a head. And the Avengers were kind of split down the middle.
Well,
Doctor Strange.
Are you sure? Because Iron Man 3 got pretty dark with Tony Stark's self-destruction.
Tony Stark's anxiety and PTSD from Avengers 1. Yeah, that got pretty nasty too. And Doctor Strange more recently dealt with a hero's journey, but not in the Marvel bend, more of a dealing with adversity sense with the crippling of Doctor Strange's hand, Doctor's pride, that whole thing. when I think of Guardians of the Galaxy, at least from the movie, because that's what anybody's gonna remember about for it now. It was how it was able to do a lot of Marvel world building, but do so briskly you really didn't care. Like, think about what happened in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. We got an origin for the Infinity Stones. We got to establish more of Thanos. We got to establish more about the Nova Corps. We got to establish more about the galaxy. Got to establish more about the origin, about the presence of the Celestials, the Ravagers, these different alien races, these different weird people, all living in the exact same universe where, the Viking god of thunder exists, and a guy in a suit of armor, fights terrorists. And I do like that they're keeping that with Guardians 2, because, as you said, it's a lot more colorful. They're keeping with that tone. But, as I said, this is still clearly meant to be work in progress footage. Because there were like one or two shots very quickly that were a little bit cheesy, like that brief scene where Star-Lord puts on his helmet, he flies off. I swear to God, you could practically see like the cable lifting him up when he jet rockets off.
You think so? Well, I mean, I looked for it. I'm not gonna lie. It did kind of seem like the effects wasn't finished, but at the same time,
trailer, go figure.
Right, but at the same time, it still looked good. Like, it was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry about that. What did you say? Since blah 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 had a lot of fun.
No, I'm saying like it still was like a lot of fun, even with like the unfinished production that's in there. They still showed off what you can expect from the movie, and I'm convinced that these aren't even the best scenes.
That's something I will say is good. Like, one of the first Guardians of the Galaxy trailer show, it showed Chris Pratt getting a doodad, and he gets accosted, and there's that scene where they're getting processed, and that's it. Everything else was rapid fire shots of explosions and fight scenes. Everything else was just kind of up there, and yeah, that's something else I will say about the tone. Like, the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was trying to sell the Guardians as being kind of these rough and tumble types that are so alien from each other. Guardians 2, they seem to click a lot more. Like you said, they've been through missions, they've been together, they've seen these things, they have dealt with these things. But they're still the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, did you notice that it looked like Star-Lord was holding an iPhone?
Yeah, I don't know what that thing was.
It looked like he was holding like a smartphone or something at the what did he say? It's like Showtime a-hole. And he's holding like, oh my gosh, he upgraded. Oh dear me, he upgraded. Run.
Right. Well, we don't know what it was. It's space. Who knows where they are. Maybe something that Rocket built.
Something like that. But you said Groot and Rocket sold it for you.
Oh, most definitely yes.
I'll tell you what sold it for me. Drax.
He had great scenes in this trailer. Like, it might as well have just been him, Baby Groot, and a little bit of Rocket.
but the little bit of Drax we did give was good, because the screw you spaceship declaration was funny. There's that action beat where he's like leaping, get ready to like stab that tentacle monster we see briefly, and of course there was that that post-title scene where this is something I really do find fascinating about how Dave Bautista plays Drax. For one, I don't think Dave Bautista is really that good of an actor. Like, I see him in stuff and I'm like, okay, he exists, but as Drax, I find him inherently hilarious and fun to watch. Just because
he fits that role perfectly.
Oh, he still has this great mix between being this kind of guy that can rip you in half without even thinking about it, but he's just so gosh darned, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't say simple because he ripped me in half for that. He comes off as just so blunt, but sincerely. It's so difficult to really put it down. He comes off as a very amiable person, if you're nice to him. But at the same time, he's like mentally a 6-year-old when it comes to how he handles things. Like, some people actually did read how Drax acted as actually kind of autistic, like some level on the autism spectrum. And if you think about that, it kind of makes sense, because some of his social interactions is so awkward, it's funny. Like, what happens at the very end of this trailer? It's like, he points and laughs at Star-Lord after that bee lady reveals that he has a thing for Gamora. And he's like,
that
points.
Really hot alien. Oh my man, I really want her to be in this movie more, because man, she was
B alien. So B alien chick.
Hey,
okay.
It'll be the one time I'm with Star-Lord. Like, you know what? There's no humans out here. Hey man,
Go
I'm
for
going
it.
for it.
But seriously, what happens in the scene in this trailer? This is this big, like, 40-year-old, brick shithouse bodybuilder pro wrestler type. He laughs his ass off at the top of his lungs, points at Chris Pratt, and says, "Ha ha ha ha! Your big secret crush got revealed. I am laughing at your torment. Ha 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 ha! I cannot believe how embarrassed you are right now." And it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous of a reaction. You can't help but get a laugh out of it. And of course, what does he do immediately after? He says, "Do me next. Do me next."
Yeah, because Drax doesn't really have any secret. Well, he doesn't really have secrets. He hides. So it'd be interesting to see if the alien lady does actually reveal anything about him. That would be interesting to see.
But I'm also talking about how his reaction was. He didn't just point and laugh and say, "Ha ha."
Oh no,
That's
He yelled that out. He like as if everybody was on the other side of the room.
I mean, he clearly did that, but he didn't let Star-Lord suffer alone. Like, he still his comrades is like, you know what, this is fun. Do me next. Yeah, this is. It's like he discovered a party game, but doesn't realize how it works yet. That he's also on the chopping block, much like a 5-year-old, and I just love that setup. But yeah, there's actually a lot to talk about when it comes to Guardians of the Galaxy 2's trailer. Like, and I'm perfectly content with when this movie is going to be coming out. Like, did we get a release date? Did we get a concrete release date?
I think so. It's on their schedule. I don't know. I don't know if they actually put it out though.
It's their big release schedule. They'll have it sometime. But yeah, you know what? This was actually a well-made trailer, bubbly, full of action, played to its strengths. There's some issues we do have, like, once again, Gamora's presence in it, the effects will work out eventually, and of course, how it's going to tie into the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the Infinity Stones and the space world building. May 5th, 2017.
Yeah, so
okay,
it's going to be a May movie.
Okay, that's really fair. But you know what? Yeah, I'd say movie's in good hands. Looks like a fun time, and we get to see more of awkward alien Drax and Baby Groot.
Yeah. So real quick before we end this, before we talk about the last bit I wanted to with Chris Pratt just looking kind of bored in this. Like, a few of the scenes he just didn't look like he was into it. But to answer your question about Gamora not having really much to do, I think it's because it's Zoe Saldana. Zoe
Saldana, yeah.
Okay. I can never get her last name right. She's not a very good actress. So maybe whatever was going on in this, maybe they had to do some reshoots with her, or maybe do a couple of retakes, and that's what they had. So they went with it. Or they just decided that they weren't going to use any scenes with her, because honestly, Zoe's not a very good actress.
My goodness, man. First of all, you said she's not a good actress twice, and when it came to things you didn't like, you said no, and we went for like 10 minutes. We'll edit it later.
No, because you know what? The trailer was so great, I forgot that Gamora didn't do anything. Like, I was so focused on Drax and Baby Groot that I didn't really...
And Rocket's line about not having tape during during a high-pitched galactic star battle.
Like, that's great. So yeah, I forgot that Gamora didn't do anything, or she didn't say a single word, yet some secondary one-off character had more lines than she probably had, like, in the...
And that's really...
I don't think she... she did talk in the last trailer. So, yeah, this secondary character might have had more lines in this trailer than she did in the last trailer.
Yeah, there's something really weird with that. I mean, because in the comics, Gamora actually played a very decisive role. Like, she was a lot more active when it came to what she did in the Marvel universe. So her kind of getting short-shrifted is a problem, I'd say. I mean, she slew gods in the comics. So I'm like, where's that badassery? Where's that take no prisoners stuff?
Well, from what we've seen in the beginning, you're getting it.
And I'm okay with that, at least in terms of actions, but there's also a lot of texture that there with her parents and what Thanos did to her. I want to see more of that. We almost have like no footage really of seeing what that Thanos is all about, other than 2 scenes in the Avengers and the dialogue he has with Ronan in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. let's see a bit more about how Thanos treated Gamora and therefore make him more menacing. If you really don't want to give her characterization or at least make her more interesting, at least do something in order to further bolster up your big bad end guy. These are quibbles though. These are small but still recognizable issues that we have. Hopefully the full movie doesn't have these problems. Hopefully the full movie doesn't have these issues. But in terms of a big splash as to saying, hey, Guardians of the Galaxy is back and we're still having a lot of fun, this was a smart trailer. Really well made, and obviously, guess we're booking ourselves into doing a review of it whenever it comes out, right?
Most likely. I mean, we did it with Strange, so we're definitely capable of doing it. It all comes down to you and I have to see it day one.
And it's Marvel. We really can't go wrong with that. So I think that's all we really can contribute to the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer. Did I miss anything?
How bored Chris Pratt looked in a few of those scenes. Like he looked like he was phoning it in. There was a couple of scenes where it actually seemed like he was doing the Chris Pratt thing and being charming and funny. The part with the alien who can tell your feelings, and the part where he was in an argument with Rocket.
With Rocket over the tape.
Yeah. But other than that, everything else just seemed kind of like he's phoning it.
Well, the only takes they had, there was like that one walking establishing shot where he's getting out of the ship, and that brief scene where he puts the helmet on and jets off. But the thing is, we mentioned this before, that shot looks like it's an unfinished effects shot, and the shot where he walks out of the ship, yeah, it looks like he's kind of phoning it in, but it's just a simple walking scene. You really can't emote too much. I mean, do you want him to go like full William Shatner and just like stumble around and just, Gamora, there's something on the wing. Yeah, it's Rocket. I'm trying to get Groot off the wing.
We got a good feel for Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, in the first Guardian of the Galaxy.
With that swagger he had. Yeah, I see
in this
that
one,
now.
It just seems like he's not fully committed to it. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it was just the scenes they decided to show, because a couple scenes again show that Chris Pratt is really Star-Lord. But
that's fine.
Yeah, but some of them are just kind of. Well, I mean, you find it concerning that Gamora didn't have lines. I find it concerning that Star-Lord seemed bored, and Drax seemed like what Star-Lord was in the first movie, and we still get Rocket, who's being awesome. So it's really weird for me. Like I when I see Chris Pratt.
All right. Fair enough.
I want to see Chris Pratt being funny. That's what I was looking forward to. Baby Groot and Chris Pratt being funny. Instead, I got Drax being funny, which I'm okay with, by the way.
Okay. I think that's about all we have right now. So until the next big thing happens, we'll be there to contribute our 2 cents here on Trailer Talk.